guys, so today I wanted to do a let's talk, and this will be a let's talk growing up with Nigerian parents slash African parents, but I'm Nigerian, so it'll be more like the Nigerian experience because that's what I have. So I just wanted to talk about this and make a video about this because I get a lot of questions on this topic, and a lot of people get frustrated or have issues or just want to vent about things that happen or they're trying to do, and it's just like, I have Nigerian parents and they won't let me do this, or how do I go about doing this when I have Nigerian parents? So I was like, no, I should do a video talking about this because I've been through it and I'm kind of at a different stage, and I want to talk to you guys if you're younger than me, because it's good to know that everything will be okay. That's the one thing I'm going to say. Everything will be okay. So let me start with life growing up younger, grade school, high school. There's a lot of things that you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to go here, you're not allowed to do this, not allowed to have this. And it can be very frustrating at times. It makes you cry. I've cried my life out for things I didn't get to do, places I didn't get to go, parties, going here, going there, and it is frustrating. It is sad. You can get really mad about things and just really confused about why can't I do this, but my friends can do this. Other people around me are allowed to do this, but how come I can't? Why is my life like this? Why am I unfortunate? And I don't blame you for feeling like that because you're young-minded. You haven't experienced much in life. You don't know what life will be like when you're older, being an adult yourself and having your own kids. So I just want to be here to just tell you that everything will be okay, and it's like a learning experience. It builds character, and when you look back on it, you will appreciate it. And I don't want to force you to appreciate it like now as much as you can, because it's a process. You'll go through it. It's your own journey. It's your own life. So everyone will experience things differently. But this is just my Nigerian experience. So there's so many rules. There's so many sleepovers I didn't get to go to. So many parties in high school that I didn't get to go to. So many places I didn't get to go to or travel to. As I said, sleepovers. I never had a sleepover in my life. Wasn't allowed to do it. I would go, and then when it's time for me to go to sleep, my mom would come pick me up. I was never allowed to have somebody else even sleep at my house because that wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, nail polish, just a lot of things I wasn't allowed to do. Oh yeah, in high school, there was high school parties. Never. At that time, I couldn't even fathom what a high school party was like because I didn't even entertain the thought in my mind because I knew I wasn't even allowed to go. So why even think about it? When you don't even ask because it's a no, or why go through the drama of asking when it's going to be a no? So, you learn as you get older, like, just don't even ask. Don't even ask. Don't even think about it because you're not allowed to do it. So I've been there. I know what that feels like. You're not alone. And I know that it's, as I said, frustrating, and you have your friends around you, they're doing this and doing that, but you're not allowed to do it, and you kind of feel like, why is my life like this? Like, why am I not fortunate enough to do this? And you'll be angry, you'll be sad, you'll cry it out, but I just want to say it's okay. There's a lot more interesting things that happen when you're older in life, like college and stuff, where when you think back at it, it's just like, I was crying over this, or I was upset over that. Another experience I have is I was never allowed to go to the mall by myself or with friends. And I would always be so embarrassed to go to the mall. And I'll have my mom here and all my siblings here and there, and you run into your friends in school, and you're just friends from school, and they're just with the group of friends, just them, no parents. And they're like, oh, hey. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, hey, yeah, I know, it's my mom. We're pushing a stroller here because we got a baby. Yeah, I'll see you at school. Yeah, then I've always had embarrassing times. I always felt embarrassed to go to the mall because I couldn't go to the mall by myself or with friends and stuff. But it wasn't until the last day of freshman year of high school when I went to the mall with just one of my friends with no parents. That was my first experience, and it was so fun. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm at the mall by myself, with a friend, no parents here. Like, I'm so grown up. I'm so cool now. And because we had exams that day, and I asked my mom, like, I want to go to the mall with my friend after our exams. So my dad picked us up and drove us to the mall and dropped us off. We were at the mall for a couple hours, and then my mom picked us up and, you know, took us home. But just that experience was so, like, wow to me. And I still remember to this day, like, the first time I went to the mall by myself. But because I wasn't allowed to go to the mall by myself, and, you know, before then. So, and then I started driving, and then, you know, then going to the mall by yourself is kind of like so trivial. Like, why was I tripping about going to the mall by myself, you know? But when you get older, you realize that was just so stupid. So yeah. But that's just a learning experience, you know. So high school was cool. I got good grades in high school. I got into pharmacy school. You know, like, that's your main job, or the only thing you have to do, being a Nigerian child. Go to school and get good grades. That's the only thing you're supposed to think about. That's the only thing that's supposed to be your priority. So my sister and I, we had each other to experience that life. So we always just focused on school, just did our best in school, because school was the only way out, right? School was the only way out. Get your degree and be like, I can do whatever I want now because I'm done with school. So yeah. So college life, my first day of college, first day orientation for freshmen, that was the first day, the first time in my whole life that I slept away from my parents. The first time in my whole life. 18 years old. That was the first time I ever slept anywhere that wasn't under the same roof as a parent. It was a learning experience. It was fun. It was scary. It was exciting. It was like a scary, exciting feeling. But a learning experience, because now you have to learn how to take care of yourself. And all the things your parents taught you, your culture, your morals, everything, now is a test. Can you be on your own and still remember what we taught you and come out excelling in school with a degree and everything? And I know a lot of friends that maybe when they got to college they just let loose, and they are still don't have a degree till this day because they didn't take control of their life. They forgot what their parents taught them. When they got to college, just threw everything out the door and just went somewhere else, a whole different way. And it's kind of sad. But the one thing I want to tell you about college and going to school away from your parents for the first time, don't forget where you come from. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget your family. Don't forget what your family taught you. Don't forget your culture and what your culture stands for, because you don't want to be that one. You don't want to be so-and-so's daughter that is still in school, has no degree, we don't know where you are, while all your friends, all your age mates are doing this and doing, you know, like just don't be that one. Don't disgrace your family. Don't disgrace your parents. You know, don't be the one that embarrasses your parents. Don't be the one that disgraces your family. Don't be the one people talk about. So back to college. I kind of like went off track, but back to college. When I went to college, my school was a majority white, so I had the experience of being around white people. So I didn't really lose my identity of being black and then being African and being Nigerian, because I knew how to be that way with people like Americans, white people. Now, being around black people, I feel like I've done a good job of distinguishing myself as being I'm not only black, but I'm African and Nigerian, and like I have a whole different lifestyle. I have a whole different culture. My parents raised me a little differently. I have my own different kind of beliefs on things. So I feel like I did a good job of, you know, making that known, carrying myself in a way that people know, you know, yeah, she's black, but she's like a different black. You know how white people are like, yeah, she's black, but she's like different. So I'm proud that I've always carried that, and I never lost my culture. I never lost anything, because it's important. Because I've learned in the politics of life, social politics, and in being in America in a white world, having that edge of not only being black but you're African, people favor that in terms of positions for jobs, internships, because that mentality of being African Nigerian carries so much, and it really raises you to a different standard, and you get a lot of more respect for that, more favoritism with that, and that's just because of a positive thing. You know, I know people have said, oh yeah, I know Africans are always very smart, or they're very driven, they're very focused, very motivated. Or Nigerians, oh, they're very smart. You know, I hear that. I mean, I've heard that, you know, more often now that I'm older, you know, going into advanced degrees, jobs and internships, and experience people more, is that that's just the truth. That's just the truth. That's the real world. That's how it is. So don't lose your culture, don't lose your identity. And I know that when I started college, there will be some black people that I did not know you were Nigerian. You didn't say anything because you know I was African, you know Nigerian, but no, you wanted to just fit in. So you changed your name, didn't claim any culture or African country, or even that you're African, nothing. And then you find out that they're African, just like, dang, you're one of them. Please don't be that person. Please don't. When I was a freshman, there was this one guy. He was a Yoruba boy, and I forget his name, but I won't say his name when I remember it, because I don't think he watched my videos, but just to be safe. But he introduced himself as Aaron. And I'm like, oh, hi Aaron. Do you have like, it's like, what's your Nigerian name or African name? He's like, Aaron. And I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, well, that's cool. Nice to meet you. And he was so trying to hide his culture, hide his name, hide everything. And then now when I see him on like social media, he like claims his culture, claims everything. You know, I'm gonna make sure that everyone calls my Nigerian name the right way. I'm just like, some things have changed, because that's not how you were freshman year of college. But that's cool. You have your own journey. That's cool. So don't be that person. Don't be ashamed of your culture, where you come from, anything like that. You know, represent it. Be proud. Let everybody know. And everyone knew at my school that I was the African girl. I was the Nigerian girl. And when you do that, people kind of put you into a category, but it's a positive thing at the end of the day, because you have something to hold on to. You weren't the one that went out and did this, or followed everyone doing this and stuff, you know. And I always got flack for being the Nigerian girl, the African girl that doesn't do that. Oh, she doesn't do that. She doesn't go here and stuff. And oh, she's in pharmacy school. She's one of them. I'm like, if that's the worst thing they can label me as, well, I'm winning, I guess, you know. So I don't want people to forget that. Don't forget your culture in school, because that's the point in life in college, is when you really experience yourself. You change so much. You learn more about yourself. You learn more about people, social interactions and everything. And it's very important to be like, have a good mentality of knowing who you are, where you came from, your culture, your family, your parents, everything. So from my experience now, because I'm kind of past the whole being in school, growing up kind of, you know, young. I'm still a baby to my parents, you know. You always be a baby to your African Nigerian parents. But I'm kind of at the point where I take care of myself financially, and I have a job, I live by myself. So I've gotten a couple of questions on how did you move out, and how did you, you know, take care of yourself when you have Nigerian parents, African parents, and were you allowed to, and everything like that. So my parents always took care of me and everything. And that's the one thing about the Nigerian culture, is that your parents will take care of you until it's time for you to take care of them. And I always got flack in college about my parents paying for my tuition and taking care of me and paying this for me and paying that for me, because my only job was to go to school and get good grades and graduate. And I always got flack about, oh, you're using your parents for college tuition, or you're mooching off your parents, you're wasting your parents' money. Like, you can go out and get a job and pay for your own tuition. And I'm just like, I'm not going to feel bad that I am blessed with parents that want to do that for me, because there's parents out there that don't want to pay for their children's tuition, don't even save for their children's tuition. Just let their children move out and figure it out on their own, you know. And I'm grateful that I have parents that will take care of me until the end, or I can take care of myself, or when I get married, I have a husband that will take care of me, you know. So I appreciate that so much. So now moving on past getting degrees. So I graduated from pharmacy school, got a degree, and slowly I had to transition into being on my own and taking care of everything on my own. And like my dad slowly cut me off, you know. It is like getting cut off, you know, slowly cut me off. So when I finished school, no, actually when I was in school, he paid for my tuition, paid for, like, you know, in high school and college, paid for my car, paid for my rent, everything. So when I finished school, and then I moved out of Pittsburgh and moved to Ohio. I got a new job, new apartment. So I think that was time where I was like, okay, no, you make money, pay for your rent. So I was like, okay, I gotta pay for my own rent. I gotta pay for my things. So slowly I paid for my rent, paid for my utilities, and then paid for like apartment insurance, and then health insurance, you know, because I get cut off when you're 26 from the government on your parents' health insurance. So now I was just like, oh wait, okay, gotta do my own health insurance. So did that all on my own. And when I was in high school and college, my dad bought me a car. Never had to pay for my own car. So now it's just like, Ify, you make your own money, pay for your own car. So it's just like, oh yeah, I gotta buy my own car. So, but the fact that I can get up and go buy my own car, like, that feels good. So buy my own car, then pay for my own car insurance and all my bills like that. Like now, taxes, you know, I do my own taxes now. Like my dad was doing my taxes when I was in college and high school and everything. So I do my own taxes now, everything now. So I'm right now I'm officially like cut off, completely cut off. But it's not bad cut off. But like my dad doesn't pay for anything for me, and I pay for everything myself. But just that whole process, you know, I can look back and be like, wow, I've come a long way. You know, I appreciate everything. So yeah, parents, Nigerian parents, they want to take care of you, and it's a good thing. Make your parents proud. Like, if that's your motivation to make your parents proud, that's fine. You know, like, I feel like that should be a good feeling. And I feel good doing that, you know. I feel good doing that. And so my last thing is relationships and marriage. And this is like always a hot topic every time, because Nigerian parents will always want you to marry a Nigerian, you marry someone from your culture, even Africans, you know. So for me, my opinion on this is everyone has their own dreams in life, their own goals in life, their own way they see their lives. And for me, the way I see my life is I want my kids to experience life that I had. Rich in culture, rich in Nigerian culture, have the same experience I have. You know, can go to Nigeria because we have family in Nigeria, or like my husband's family in Nigeria is in Nigeria, and I want my kids to spend the summer there so they can even be better Nigerians than I was, you know? So that's what I want for my kids. Because my fear, if I think about, what if I didn't want to marry a Nigerian or an African, just married anybody, you know? Just to think about that my kids won't have the life I had, the whole rich Nigerian culture, is scary. Like, it makes me feel like sad, like they're gonna miss out on something. But that's just me, because some people out there, they don't really want to prioritize that for what they want in life, so they're more open to marrying any kind of person, you know, because that's just the way they see it, you know. And they can still be rich in Nigerian culture mixed with another culture, but for me, I want my kids to just have what I had and just enjoy all the little things about being Nigerian, the little annoying things, the little crazy things, crazy stories, crazy parties, crazy family, crazy conversations with others. There's just that thing where, you know, when you talk about other Nigerians or other Africans, and they just get you because they've had that experience. I would want that to share with somebody. So that's why I have a friend that I'm talking to, and he's Nigerian too, and just that aspect of sharing that culture, and we have a whole life to talk about it and share our own, like, exchange stories about, oh, how did you experience, how did I experience it, and just laughing about things. Like, that is the most beautiful thing to me, just the most beautiful thing to me. And that's what I want in life. That's what I want for my children in life. So for me and my sister, we would love to marry someone that's Nigerian, an Igbo person, because we're Igbo, because that's what we want out of life. And there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'm open to marrying someone that's not Nigerian or not African, because that's your life. Like, you have your vision for life, and I can't put you down for it because that's not my life, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to ask yourself, what do you want out of life? Like, what do you want your children to have? What do you want your children to experience? Because this world is kind of crazy. And when children don't really have a good grounding in things, or have a good foundation with culture or something, you know, something that really grounds them, really makes them motivated and focused on what they want out of life, they could easily be wayward, easily fall off the track, easily not succeed the best they can be in life. And I feel like that's the one thing about the Nigerian culture and the African culture that's so unique compared to, like, American culture, is that the way our culture, the way that we're raised to always feel like we are the best, or that we always need to strive to be the best. And it's not being the best as in putting people down, but be the best at your potential. And that's when we get into kids complaining about, oh, you know, Nigerian parents always want you to be a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer or a pharmacist or a businessman or something. And there's nothing wrong with that, because those are really great careers, and then it sets you up to have a really great life where you don't have to work so hard, but you get to enjoy life. Why wouldn't you want that, you know? But I understand how it feels, because you're still young and you don't really think beyond that. You just think of right now. What do I want right now? So parents push us to be the best at what you can do. And it doesn't matter what career you want to be in, you know, always be the best at it. So I met some guy, and he wanted to be a chef, and his parents were like, why would we send you to school to be a chef? And if that was his true calling, if that's his passion, then he needs to know that when he's doing this, he needs to be the top. He needs to be the best in whatever you do. So if you want to be a janitor in life, be the CEO of a janitorial company. be the boss, be the owner of whatever janitor services that are whatever, you know. If you're gonna do something, be the top, be the best. And it's always good to strive to be the top or the best, because there's this saying, you know, shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Always shoot to be the best, even if you may not be number one, but you'll be number 2 or 3 or 4, and that's still better than anybody else that's way behind you, you know. Shoot for being the best, because then you will end up being at the top. That's good. That's a good thing in life. So don't get so bogged down on, oh, my parents only want me to do this or go to school for this. Just think about it. What your parents want you to be better than them. They want you to have a life that's better than what they had. You know, for majority of us, our parents grew up in Nigeria and they came here, so we're like first generation. So we had we have way more things and resources and opportunities than they had. So why not take advantage of that? There's a lot of people in Nigeria that can't even choose to be a doctor or a pharmacist for whatever reason. But when you're in America, you can be whatever you want to be. You can go wherever you want to go, you know. So don't see it as, you know, they're pushing you to do one thing, but they want you to be at the top, so that when you're done with school, you don't have to worry about them supporting you or you struggling, because they don't want to see you struggle. They've struggled enough. They don't want to see their children struggle, because if they do, then they have failed. I think my dad one time said, if your children aren't doing better than you in life or something, you have failed. You as a parent have failed, because you haven't pushed your children, or you haven't provided whatever you need to make your children be better than you. I mean, I worded it differently, but it's the same concept. So yeah, so I think the whole things I wanted to touch on. So just wrapping everything up. Growing up as a Nigerian, growing up as African in this American world, it is not easy. You deal with American culture and Nigerian culture clashing in every which way, because sometimes your parents don't understand what you're going through, because they didn't go through growing up in America. They went through growing up in Nigeria, where it was just no other different types of cultures that are coming at them. But you have your Nigerian culture at home, and then when you go outside, it's a different culture, and it's like which ones do I accept and which ones do I push away? What can I do, what I can't do? What am I supposed to identify with? And it will always be a constant battle until you really find yourself and be confident in yourself and know how to live your life being a Nigerian, but not forgetting where you came from, your culture, your roots, and all things Nigerian, all things African, all things foreign. You know, this can be applied to any African country. This can apply to any foreign country outside of America. You know, but as I said, this is just my Nigerian experience and everything. So if you have questions, leave them down below. You can also email me or ask me anonymously. I have a question forms with Google Docs where you can just ask a question without putting your name. If you have any other questions about or advice about, you know, experiencing things or doing things, and you feel frustrated because your parents won't let you do it, or why is my life like this, because I've been through it, and I can help you ease the thought of all that, and just let you know everything will be okay. It's all for the best. It's all for the best. It's all for the best. Last but not least, be grateful that you have a culture to call your own. Be grateful that you have a home to go to away from being here, wherever you are. If you're in America, in Europe, Asia, wherever, and you're Nigerian, you know, be grateful that you have another place that's your home, that you have a culture. And the Nigerian culture is so fun. It's so fun. It's just so fun, and I can't even think of my life without it. How boring my life would be. How I would miss out on the sweetest things in life if I wasn't Nigerian. It's just crazy, or even African, because there's so many rich African cultures and stuff. So yeah, you may not appreciate it now, or you may not understand now, but trust me, when you're older and you've experienced so far what I experienced, because I still have a lot more experience in life, you really look back on it and be like, it was rough. I have my stories, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. I wouldn't have it any other way. Any other way. So I hope I'm able to motivate or inspire or help you get through something in life if you're Nigerian or African, you know, growing up in a different culture than what you're taught at home. And I think I'm done rambling. I hope this video isn't going to be that long, but I had a lot to say. And if there's another kind of video you want me to touch on specifically with being African and Nigerian, I'll do another video on that, because I really do have a really big African Nigerian audience. So it's always nice to talk to you guys and let you guys know, you know, how to get through things. And like, this is why I make videos, because I always want to help young women, young professionals, young Africans, everything. So yeah. Anyways, this video is done, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!